Hey folks, Kilt-Man back again, Kilt-Man. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very well. If you hear some strange scraping noises behind me, that would be the husky dog, which is lying on the floor right there behind me with her head in her own bowl. She's been fed. Don't go thinking we're starving this dog. She's been fed. She's just now playing up, licking at the side of the bowl, trying to scrape little bits of food residue. Anyway, dogs. So, this is just a little brief video because basically saying what's forthcoming. Because, hey, finally, it's arrived. Yes, indeedy. Now, whilst I was reclining in bed this morning, suffering from the most humongous hangover imaginable, Mrs. Kilt-Man did the decent thing when she went down to the post office and she helped this escape from purgatory, from post office captivity. And this is Luca Guadagnino's remake of Dario Argento's absolute seminal occult classic horror movie, Suspiria, which, yeah, regular viewers will know I've waxed lyrical about that film so many times now. I've played the music and I've talked about the film, and I love it. Now, this film came out last year, but it had such a spotty release worldwide that it kind of got, well, you couldn't get to see it. I couldn't get to see the film. Nowhere around me was showing it. It's only come out now on American Blu-ray, but it's an Amazon film. Amazon produced this. It's Amazon's money, and yet Amazon, top streaming, platform, they are not putting out. They're not streaming the film, and in the UK, it has no release date yet. It just beggars belief. It's an art house horror movie. Yes, I know that. I know the film split the camp. A lot of devout fans of Suspiria, Dario Argento's original classic from 1977, did not like this version. But a lot of people did like it. A lot of new fans came in, and rightly or wrongly, whatever happens in that movie, I have been dying to see this film for so long now. Roxy, leave that bowl alone. God, rattling round like she's starving. My arse, she's starving. What you can hear behind you, just about, is Tom York's fabulous score for this new version of Suspiria. And I've heard this score a lot. I like it. I love it, in fact. Obviously, my favourite goes with Goblin's original score for Argento's masterpiece, because nothing can touch that score. Nothing can touch that. It is such a hellish hullabaloo of weirdness and in your face, in your soul, horror. It's audio horror like you've never heard before. But this is a trance-inducing, hypnotic score by Tom York from Radiohead. And, I can't wait to see how it's going to transpire in the movie. A good while ago, when I think I first discussed this remake and how much I was looking forward to it, I put forward a few ideas that dance was going to be the magical witchcraft of dance. Dance itself would be the spell which is to evoke, evil, the occult, the whatever. Because it's about an American dance student that goes to a German school of dance, an esteemed and famous school of dance, and but uncovers a witch's coven at its heart, and girls who discover what's going on are being murdered. Well, that's the original story. I think the new version pretty much does that as well, but it takes the idea of dance and performance to a whole new level. And I think that left a lot of people sort of cold. They were like, where's the horror? Well, by all accounts, there's plenty of horror there as well. There's some rather nasty elements to it, which I can't wait to see. But dance is a huge component here, and rightly so. It's a dance academy, and I think that becomes the literal spell. This is what brings the whatever this dance they're trying to manufacture, to create, to make them all these students the best they can be, is to reenact this particular ritualistic dance, which the finale of the film apparently is an epic of body horror. Oh, can't wait. Twisty, turny bodies and, I don't know, bodies splitting asunder, blood and guts, and all sorts of much freakiness. Cannot wait to see it. So I'm going to be watching it tonight. In fact, when I stop recording this, I'm going to scuttle off and I'm going to put this on. And it's on for 2.5 hours. That's a good hour longer than the original movie. So look at this dickhead. This dickhead here. You've seen me do unboxings before. There's that dog. There's that noisy dog in the background there. Licking her bits on camera. Quite audibly as well. As I opened up the box this came in, I managed to rip through that bloody slipcover, didn't I? A lot of collectors out there will go, "Oh no, you ripped through a slipcover, you idiot!" Yeah, I was a bit too enthusiastic there, but yeah, can't wait for that. Now, not only am I going to be watching this and then giving a full review of it, which I can't wait to do, but look at this, folks. Something else, which I've had for over a week now. I haven't even looked at. Dario Argento's Opera. In the mid-80s. Oh, man. Now, this one was released. This is the English release of I think it's a 2K restoration. But its colour's been restored and looked at and approved by the great Dario Argento himself. Yeah, we're not always fans of directors who come out and approve of new restorations because they can't always fucking remember what they did in the first place. So, who's the judge? But love this movie. It's not his best. His best is Suspiria, but this mixes his whole giallo phase. Giallo meaning it literally means yellow, because a whole genre of Italian fiction, horror, suspense fiction about knife-wielding maniacs were called giallo because they had yellow spines on them on the book. So giallo is yellow. But the giallo in movies became synonymous with Dario Argento and stalk and slash. The killer would often be wearing black leather gloves, and you would see point of view, stab, and it was always a whodunit, who was the killer. Well, Opera kind of plays into the whole giallo, or gialli as they call it, and Argento cut his teeth with that sort of thing. Four Flies on Grey Velvet, The Cat o' Nine Tails, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, and then of course Deep Red. Deep Red is one of the ultimate movies, or Profondo Rosso as it's known as well. But Deep Red with David Hemmings is an absolutely exquisite masterclass in crime whodunit, but with really stark, brutal murders. It is horror film, but it's a thriller. It's primarily a thriller, but because of Argento's name and the really brutal killings that take place in it, it's lumped in with the horror genre. But Opera, after Dario Argento did Suspiria, then the sort of sequel to that was Inferno. We waited a long time because Suspiria and Inferno chronicle the lives of the three mothers, and these are like the three witchcraft coven leaders: Mother Suspiriorum, Mother Tenebratum, and Mother I forgot the other one. But anyway, it's the Mother of Tears, and the Mother of Tears he actually finally made in, God, when was it? Was it the late 90s or 2000? Might have been over 2000 actually. I can't remember, because the thing is that film was such a pile of shit. It was unreal. Such a badly made, ineptly directed, cack-handed. Performances were awful. The effects were terrible. The story was just a dog's dinner. It was a mess. Argento had reached the heights way back in the 70s and early 80s, and then he catastrophically fell off, the pedestal. And as so many directors do, so many auteurs, so many classic film directors with a huge resume of cult classic movies to their name, just seem to lose their mojo. And but they struggle on valiantly. A lot would say John Carpenter as well, and I would have to be inclined to agree. Much as I don't like agreeing, but you know the proof is in the films he made. You know, post Escape from LA. I'm not a fan of Escape from LA. Snake Plissken's my ultimate hero, as you all know. Escape from New York is it fires top slot with The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing, a masterpiece. Escape from New York and The Thing are joint. They sort of waver like that as being my personal favourite movies of all time. But Carpenter, without a doubt, They Live has a lot of fans, and I am a fan of it. But I do see a lot of flaws in that film as well. Prince of Darkness has a tremendous amount of flaws in it. I don't care. I know a lot of people are like, Prince of Darkness, it's an absolute, it's a masterpiece. No, it ain't. Ghosts of Mars. Oh, Jesus. Shit. Vampires. Oh, God, no. Oh, hell no. But I like The Ward. He did The Ward in the early 2000s. Or was it even... Actually, I think it was even more recent than that. And although you knew what the ending was way before it happened, you knew what was going on there. You knew the whole bloody story. It had some great moments in it, and it gets massively overlooked by so many genre fans and John Carpenter fans. So I'm a bit stunned by that. But back to Dario Argento. You know, this guy had such a unique style, visual, audio flair. He would pulverize his viewers with his audience with dazzling visuals and absolutely, you know, a violent soundscape, which was so clever and so inventive that his plot and his scripting took, you know, not even second place. They were kind of some way down the row. You know, they were a bit further along. Didn't matter because it was style and class and genuine, you know, cinematic, uber violent nightmares, urban nightmares, and opera certainly is one of those. But back to Suspiria and Luca Guadagnino's version. I'm looking forward to it. I have so been looking forward to this film. As you can see, it's still actually, even though this dickhead here ripped the slipcase, it's still in a cellophane. Look at that shiny goodness. So that is the American release, American Blu-ray release. As I say, when the UK finally gets it, God only knows. I don't understand the marketing behind this movie. Amazon, what are you thinking? This was a film that you really should have gone behind and really promoted. You know, it's won awards. This got a standing ovation at various film festivals. The original actress from the original movie, Jessica Harper, the gorgeous Jessica Harper. Well, she ain't so gorgeous now, but she was back in the day. And my wife, Mrs. Kilt-Man, is a dead ringer for the way Jessica Harper looked in the original 1977 version of Suspiria. Sort of wide-eyed, doe-eyed, you know, heroine in this nightmare landscape, almost like a fairy tale. And my heart goes out every time I watch Suspiria, and I just see my wife, and it is an incredible experience. And she has a cameo in this version, which I think is wonderful. She comes in. I don't know who she plays, but I believe she looks very old. And you've got Tilda Swinton in here. Tilda Swinton plays 3 different characters, one of whom is an old man. Yeah, with prosthetics on. Now, I've seen imagery of this, and it's not the most convincing, but apparently when you see it in motion, it's even less convincing. So, not really sure why they did that. Hopefully when I watch the film, I might get I might gain a greater understanding as to what they were thinking, why they thought it would be wise to not just cast an old man in the role, but have Tilda Swinton playing it, when it's quite obviously Tilda Swinton. So, don't know. But I love inventiveness. I love, you know, creative choices, if there's a valid reason for doing so. So I'm prepared for, you know, there could be some bad stuff here. By many accounts, this is a film that overstays its welcome. 2.5 hours is a long time for, well, it's not. In this day and age, 2.5 hours is not a long time for watch a film. But a film that's apparently very slow build, that may be a bit of a threshold you've got to conquer. But watching it at home, I think, is different. I've got a fantastic cinema in the room, just over there. Great big screen, speakers everywhere. So maybe I should warn the neighbours, because this could well be a bit of a shocker later on. Because at the time of recording this, it's 5 to 11, folks. So things are going to get really exciting in the next 2 hours. So sort of like 1 o'clock, things are going to get 1 o'clock in the morning, things are going to get really nightmarish and frenzied. But what I'll do is I'm going to watch it and I'm going to report back, give you a full review. Now, what I might do, probably will do, in fact, is a big spoiler-rific review. So, folks, obviously, if you want to watch the film, because I don't think at this point in time, after building it up for so long and looking forward to it, I can't just review the film with no spoilers. I can't. I'm going to go all in on this one, because, hey, I want to. I just hope it isn't shit. Because I just go like, hey, I watched it last night, and what a pile of fucking bollocks that was. Don't bother with it. Somehow I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to have a lot of redeeming qualities. It stands alone from the original movie, and it's a completely new take, which you've got to do. If you're going to do a remake of a film, don't do it shot for shot. Remember when they did that Psycho remake, and it literally was shot for shot remake? What's the fucking point of that? Just watch the original film. What have you brought? What have you brought to the table that's new? It's just silly. It's just silly. So, when you remake a movie, you've got to find the essence of that original story and find where you can go with it. What can we do with this now? How can we take it further? How can we explore this theme without, we don't want to be disrespectful, but we also don't want to rehash the same old material. So it's a bit of a balancing act to do. And again, I am talking about this film without actually having even seen it. And I think, from what I've heard, Guadagnino's done a really clever move. He has subverted it, he's inverted it, he's swapped things around, and he's expanded the whole notion of one American student arriving at an esteemed Berlin dance academy and uncovering witchcraft, mayhem and murder. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? And hopefully it will be. Hopefully it will be. It's meant to be very, very artful and very image heavy and thematically quite disturbing. Yeah, let's do this thing. So folks, this is what you got coming soon. Suspiria opera. You all like horror, don't you? Of course you do. Of course you do. You wouldn't be watching this if you didn't like horror. So, folks, we are. This is a nice, haunting. Weird. It is a great soundtrack, this. It's unsettling. It's kind of insidious. It kind of gets under your skin. Rattles you a bit. It's eerie and beautiful and mesmeric as well. Anyway, folks, that's enough of me prattling on about Suspiria. You'll get the full hit tomorrow, the full big review tomorrow, and yeah, hopefully it's a 2 thumbs up job. Hopefully, I don't like hating on films at all. As I've said many times before, I don't believe anyone sets out to make a bad film. Of course you don't. You have a vision, and if someone's got I might not agree with that vision. I might not enjoy the end product, but if someone has been true to themselves and kept their vision alive and haven't sold out, then I've got to applaud it. I've got to admire it. Got to. I saw The Predator the other night on Blue. I'm going to review that soon as well. That was a sellout. And a fucking piece of pish. It was a pish of pish. It was a turd of a film, a fucking train wreck of a movie. God almighty. And yet, while it's on, you've got a bit of a grin on your face as well. So what does that tell you? It tells you that you're fucking easily pleased, quite clearly. Anyway, folks, enough of all this. Sleep well. I will see you all tomorrow with a full report on Suspiria. Folks, take it easy. Keep it real. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Have fun. Have fun, y'all. The biggest thing in life is to have fun. That's it. It can get you in trouble. It gets yours truly in trouble all too often. But hey, if you can't have fun, what is the fucking point? Well, no, you tell me. What's the point? If you can't enjoy yourself and have fun in life, Jesus. Folks, take it easy now. And I'm going to see you all later. Suspiria.